The world has taken notice, and even Elon Musk cannot ignore your genius. You, the chosen one, automatically draw attention due to your genuineness and perseverance. You can see it now. Sheer surprise on their faces. They circulated rumors, but it backfired. While they were caught up in gossip, every poisonous word they spoke became a treasure for you. You're developing genuine ties and friendships. It's almost poetic how their efforts to tear you down became the catalyst for your ascension. Your strength comes from being loyal to yourself while others struggle to catch up. You have already written your own narrative. Keep glowing. The chosen one. The world is watching and learning from you. They never planned for you to be in the spotlight, but it has found you and will not leave. They had no idea that their whispers were amplifying, not silencing you. Every narrative, sidelong glance, and attempt to discredit you just served to draw more attention. People started to realize what you had always known. Your honesty and sincerity remain unshakable. More people were able to see you through the commotion as they spoke. They saw you, not just heard the tale. They identified a real, appealing person who does not need deception to achieve. This is the strength of selection. Allow them to speak first, then share their own stories. Everything they say is only one more step toward your success. Gossip focuses on you rather than defining you. They did not put you here. So keep that in mind when the spotlight brightens. You were intended to shine. The murmur, they are only the beginning. You are just getting started, and the whole world is watching. The storm creates something louder, dirtier, and more chaotic. Murmurs in the darkness gave way to something more. They thought they could break you. They assumed that their planned chaos and misleading campaign would be enough to cause you to fail. They failed to see, however, that you are not just anybody. You've been chosen. Furthermore, individuals who are chosen rise above the strain rather than collapse. The world became aware of their true colors as they got louder. Their campaign became your flame, not your ruined myth. You just became stronger as a consequence of every lie, abuse, and attempt to include you in their drama. Why? Because you have not responded. You did not become like them. You maintained your stance in a calm, mature way that was more effective than words could ever be. People started to notice the stark difference between your elegance and their poison, your quiet and their chaos, and your brightness shone even brighter in that contrast. Your choice to keep quiet constituted a proclamation. You do not participate in confrontations. You've already won it, according to the Globe. You kept going, unaffected and unbroken, even while they tried to knock you down. You weren't defined by their drama. Instead, it exposed them. One thing became clear as the storm raged on. You weren't just surviving it. Instead, you thrived in it because the chosen ones are not destroyed by storms. They make them apparent. At that point, it became clear that their clamor was amplifying, not drowning you out. People who had previously been uninformed of your name were now unable to turn away. They saw the storm they intended to create, but more importantly, they saw your sparkling, peaceful, and unwavering presence in the midst of it. Those who had previously ignored you drew in closer as your composure under fire transformed into a beacon. Why? Because the chosen ones transformed upheaval into something compelling, rather than just surviving it. What they intended to be a weapon became your focal point. Their untruth is their drama, and their trifling attempts to undermine you just serve to pique interest in your story. What were people observing? A real individual. Someone who did not have to fight rough or holler in order to be heard. Your honesty became inescapable as your silence overpowered their clamor. Although the detractors thought they were burying you, they were really planting the seeds for your rise. The catch is that their jealousy made you more than just stand out. It made you undeniable. Your light just got stronger with each whispered sidelong glance and last-ditch attempt to dim it. People admired you, not just observed you as they hurried through the mud. They questioned how you could stand so tall. One thing became evident as the rest of the world turned to gaze at you. This was not a coincidence. This was destiny. The spotlight seeks out the chosen ones, not the other way around. Although the awakening did not happen all at once, it was clear when it did. Something changed inside of you. Amidst the chaos they sought to create, subtle at first, but increasingly harder to ignore, you began to notice things. A strengthened sense of intuition predicted things before they happened. Dreams that seemed more like messages than dreams. A clarity like a blade through fog, cutting through deception. These gifts became more strong as they pursued you. The world seemed to be preparing you for the struggle you were meant to win. Not only did your spiritual strength grow, but it was obvious before they realized what it was. People started to feel it. People were attracted to you like moths to a flame due to your attractive personality. They felt your brilliance rather than simply saw it, and your presence became a refuge in an otherwise chaotic and noisy environment. You were conquering the chaos rather than just managing it. You were connecting with something more meaningful, something eternal, while others were lost in their frivolous games. The chosen ones grow rather than just endure. The trouble with spiritual awakenings is that they affect everyone around you, not just yourself. They tried to hide in the darkness, but your light got stronger and uncovered them. You possessed such an acute sense of intuition that you were impervious to their deceptions. The right people were attracted to your energy, while the wrong ones were repelled. This was a revelation, not simply progress. The world was recognizing your actual self. You were too. The tide began to turn just as they thought they had you in a tough situation. People who had previously kept silent, including friends and acquaintances, started to come forward. Your brightness. They saw something they couldn't accept. Your honesty, moral integrity, and unshakable truth. They were powerless to turn away. The more people crowded around you, the louder they screamed. Why? Because the chosen ones instigated uprisings, rather than just cultivating allegiance. It was about standing up for something bigger than just defending oneself. People began to see through their efforts to create petty drama, lies, and noise. They saw that supporting you was a proclamation rather than a choice. A proclamation against poisonousness, jealousy, and narrow-mindedness, which aimed to strangle greatness. They started kicking the doubters one by one. They started to celebrate you because your brightness was so captivating, not because you begged them. These allies were part of your story, not just those who came to your help. They recognized in you what they want to be: charismatic, authentic, and unflappable. They learned their own strength by standing by you. They were motivated by your ascension. The chosen ones create leaders rather than just garnering followers. One thing became clear as your group grew. They devalued not just you, but also your light's capacity to unite, inspire, and transform others. It was a movement. Not only do we support how the mighty fall, they imagined they could break the stillness and humiliate you. But you were handed the stage instead. Every public attack and last-ditch attempt to pull you down just served to strengthen your position. How did you utilize it? You did not shout. You didn't snap. You stood there, poised and uncompromising, allowing your brilliance to shine through. The difficulty with grace under duress is that it is a weapon they cannot control. The world took notice. The chosen individuals do not indulge in dirty fights. They're not compelled to. Their presence alone has the potential to tip the equilibrium. You were busy gaining hearts, while others were making accusations under the weight of their own absurdity. The once sharp and cutting lies began to come apart. People were aware that their purpose was to bury you rather than expose you. The saddest thing is that you can't bury the chosen. Every lie they propagated and every attack they launched just made you feel better. And their reputation crumbled. As you said, their poisoning proved to be their undoing. As they say, karma is a mirror, and they did not like what they saw when they looked in it. This was a performance as well as a win. Their ideas failed miserably. Not just failed. As the noise level increased, more people turned to you. Your tranquility shifted. Become your crown. Your weapon was your silence. One thing became clear when everything was said and done. You did not just win. You modified the rules. The chosen ones become the storm, rather than just surviving it. And they are only the rubble that remains after you. But it doesn't end here. This is only the beginning for me. The scenario is ready. You're the focus of attention. The entire world is watching what happens next. You have total control since, as the main character, you may claim every twist, turn, and win. And this is simply a prelude. Cheers to those with a different take on the world. The silent defenders, the attentive spirits who are ever alert and vigilant. They wouldn't have it any other way, and they don't conform to the mold. They forge their own paths, fighting unseen conflicts and throwing light on dark areas, while others pursue well-known ones. It's okay if it isn't for everyone. However, you will know that something is for you if you feel it deep inside the truth, without mask or pretense. This is the site of the Obsidian Inner Order, a group of like-minded people who join together to share information, form bonds, and make changes. More than 450 individuals are united by purpose rather than conformity. You know where to find us when you're ready. There is a URL in the description. If not, that's okay since we're continuously keeping an eye on things and modifying them in unseen ways. Cheers to individuals who choose their own route because it is who they are, not to draw attention to you. A toast. Thank you. It was something more, something wonderful, rather than simply chance or serendipity. People began to see tendencies every time they tried an assault. An unexplained power would intervene. Their strategies crumbled in irrational ways. Alliances were broken. Jobs were lost. Their own instabilities were spiraling inward. In the meanwhile, doors will remain open for you. Opportunities appear out of nowhere, as if the universe is conspiring to help you. The chosen ones are lifted, not just elevated. And the world took notice. Once divided by their rumors, the community began to question everything. How could someone who was so clearly targeted be so unconcerned? How could you keep climbing when their attacks continued to backfire? It was something deeper, more divine than your courage or honesty alone. Your light was protected by God and was not solely yours. A new form of story started to be told, one that focused on your future rather than your fate. They recognized you weren't just winning, you were chosen. Furthermore, the divine is errorless. People who had before questioned you now looked at you with a combination of respect and intrigue. They thought that their failures were caused not just by bad luck, but also by karma, divine justice, the universe's balancing act, and your rise. At that time, the cosmos was working for you. The chosen ones elicit both astonishment and admiration. When the facts became undeniable, it was clear that this was more than simply your story. It demonstrated the power of heavenly protection, divine timing, and the undeniable truth that when you are chosen, even the stars align for you. At first, the shift in intensity was unnoticeable, much like a tide retreating before a tsunami. However, it immediately became clear that their authority was fading. They began to lose control of the campaign they had orchestrated to ruin you. Former critics started to turn away after being affected by their noise. They realized the truth about themselves and about you. It all started to seem immature, ugly, and beneath the dignity of those who had previously followed them. The negativity, pettiness, desperation, and your energy only grew as theirs dwindled. They began to be seen as small, spiteful, and afraid. Now it seemed ludicrous that they were attempting to humiliate you. Their fallacies are clear. In the meanwhile, you were lauded for both your grace and perseverance. You refrained from bragging. You did not seek retaliation. You just continued to shine. Their poison was reflected back at them by the light that transformed into a mirror. There is no need for the chosen individuals to compete for their positions. The shadows are disclosed just by their presence. Here's some poetic justice. Their collapse was triggered by a specific strategy they devised to damage you. Truth has a way of getting to the forefront. As a result, their lies fell flat. People were drawn to someone as honest as you, so their drama did not captivate. Your influence rose as theirs waned. Not only did the authority shift, it changed, and throughout that transformation, the world saw what you'd always known. You are altering the rules, not just winning. They are planned. Controversy grew into something even more powerful. Your tale, the drama, the turmoil, the rumors. All of it fueled an uncontrolled fire. Though not for the reasons they anticipated, media attention grew. People were captivated by your honesty rather than their fabrications. Your fortitude, your genuineness, your unwavering composure under hardship. The chosen ones take control of the spotlight rather than just enduring it. How about you? You made the news. You rose higher every time they attempted to bring you down. Your name featured often in interviews, features, and viral videos. Not as a victim, but as a winner. People connected with your narrative, not simply witnessed it. They saw a guy who refused to be broken, who used hardship to build strength, and he proved that virtue is eventually victorious. Your rise was propelled by inspiration rather than simple fame. The world couldn't turn away. The problem is that your newfound popularity hasn't changed who you are. It improved who you've always been. If anything, being in the spotlight heightened the honesty that drew people to you in the first place. They underestimated the fact that the chosen ones wrote their own tales rather than following them, despite their notion that they had control over the storyline. One thing became clear as your story gathered popularity. This was a movement, not just one event. How about you? You've only just started. Although it took some time, the community's transformation was nothing short of remarkable. The forums that had previously been alive with rumors, gossip, and minor disputes began to alter. Narratives about your bravery, authenticity, and unshakable composure started to dominate the scene. Those who had previously grumbled behind your back were now speaking your name admirably. The attitude transformed, the tale changed, and you began to feel lifted up by the community that had before tried to put you down. Why? Because those who are chosen not only survive, but also influence everything they come into touch with. The detractors' venom, formerly hidden under funny quips and phony smiles, was exposed for what it was, bitter and desperate. People began to see through the chaos they intended to cause, through the lies and the noise. They then started delivering the dramas one at a time. They saw that supporting you was more than simply a choice. It was a proclamation against petty behavior, envy, and the sort of negativity that harms everyone. Not only did your light shine, but it also cleared the path for others to follow. The nicest thing is that it was not all about you. It was about the community recommitting to something practical and meaningful. The same people who had previously spread falsehoods now exchanging inspirational stories. The same voices that had earlier voiced displeasure were now celebrating. The cosmos pinned the narrative of redemption. How about you? Everything revolved around you. Not only do the chosen ones rise, but they also take others with them. One thing became clear as the community transformed. This was not just your triumph, but also theirs. It was more than just the drama, rumors, or even the victory. It was about Everlast accomplishing something far grander. You began to see the wider importance of it all. As you stood in the center of the storm, this was a magnificent test, not just mayhem. A furnace designed to polish, reinforce, and prepare you for the role you were always meant to play. The chosen ones are given a duty in addition to a spotlight. What is your mission? To shine so brightly that others can see through the gloom. Your trials were purposeful, not coincidental. Every deception, attack, and moment of uncertainty served as a springboard, a teaching moment, or a chance to soar over your wildest hopes. Something fantastic happened as you climbed. When they saw your perseverance, your tale lit up like a beacon. Others struggling through their own difficulties found hope. They were amazed by your honesty. They realized they, too, could shine after seeing your light. The chosen ones become living proof that no storm is too strong or darkness too deep. They don't just survive. The crucial fact is that this was never about you alone. It's about how your experience affects others. Every challenge you overcome, every victory you announced, and every minute you remained firm demonstrated your faith, fortitude, and divine timing. Your story transformed into a mirror, reflecting the potential and strength of everyone who heard it. The chosen ones arose to benefit the whole planet, not just themselves. One thing became clear as you moved into your destiny. It was merely the beginning. There was yet the best to come. What they intended to be your destruction ended up becoming the foundation of your legacy. All of the bustle, drama, and gossip served a much greater purpose than anybody could have expected. You not only made it through the storm, but you emerged altered and ready to take on the role you were always destined to play. The chosen ones ascend rather than just rise. And the world noticed when you took control of your future. Your influence exceeded their expectations, reaching well beyond your original neighborhood return. It represented a fresh beginning. Your self-assurance became compelling, and your honesty became clear. People were inspired by you, not just drawn to you. They recognized in you what they want to be. Unwavering, and genuine. Not only did your light shine, but it also cleared the path for others to follow. Your truth was unexpectedly accepted by the same channels that used to spread misleading information. The voices that had previously been critical of you were now applauding you. What's the best part? It did not need to be coerced. You didn't have to act false. You simply needed to be yourself. Masks are unnecessary for the chosen ones. Like a crown, they wear the truth. The delightful irony is that they were really setting the basis for your greatest beginning, even though they thought they were writing your ending. Your story demonstrated the power of fortitude, honesty, and divine timing. Everyone who observed your path and believed in their own became engaged, not just you. The selected ones leave a legacy, not just a mark. One thing became clear as you launched on your destiny. It was merely the beginning. You own the planet, and your light will continue to shine. You were not damaged by their malicious rumors. You were created. Every fabrication, rumor, every desperate attempt to dim your light only strengthened it. Their noise was meant to drown you out, but it ended up becoming the beat of your ascension. People heard more than just the rumors. They recognized your poise, grace, and unshakable honesty, and they uncovered something undeniable about that reality. The world got closer. The more they tried to pull you down, their poison led to their demise. While your genuineness evolved into your strength, you thrived in their chaos rather than just surviving it. And now that you've taken control of your life, they're becoming unimportant. This is your story, and it will only expand. People are standing in your light and calling out the bigots, rather than merely congratulating you. They understand what you've understood all along. You are more than just the protagonist. The hero is you. The rumors they spread did not define you. It showed them. And now you're changing the rules while the whole world watches. Tell us how their turmoil has helped you achieve. How have you taken advantage of their mayhem? Tell your story. Let's remind everyone why the selected ones always win. It is difficult to overlook your brilliance. Allow it to shine.